Hello, this is Ivana.
This is Yao.
And you're listening to the podcast Life in Black and White.
And all the shades in between.
We share all things life, relationships, marriage, parenting, race, and much more. If you enjoy listening to us, then please follow or subscribe to this podcast. You can also find us on Instagram and Facebook under Life in Black and White. Welcome back to Life in Black and White.
Hi.
And how are you, Yao, today? How are you feeling?
Apart from the headache, absolutely great. I want to just get in. I want to get in because I'm interested and I'm curious about the story.
Okay.
So
Okay. I'll shut up then.
Thank you.
Just straight to our guest.
Okay.
So today we're talking to two amazing people and a married couple, Tessa and Dennis, creators of Dstnct Art Media. I just love their energy, and I'm sure you're going to love their energy as well. They're based in Florida, and they have, apart from the company, they have very, very powerful story to share. So over to you guys. I don't want to say too much. So hi, Tessa, and hello. And
Hi, thank you for having us.
Of course.
It's funny when I got the name of the podcast.
Yeah.
It's actually, I love black and white photography. That's my thing.
Oh,
really?
Perfect.
Wow. We should model for you, maybe.
Hey, when I visit Edinburgh.
Well, I was going to say, there's only so much you can do with the camera, right? One side maybe, but might have your work cut out with me.
No, but I heard when you actually take picture of like interracial couple, it is difficult to actually edit. Is that right? To get the lighting right. So both of them.
I guess there's a way to do it, yes, but I wouldn't say it's difficult. Just if you know what to do, it shouldn't be.
Yeah. Nothing's difficult for him, is what he's trying to say.
No.
Oh, you're that good. You did it in a modest way and stuff, but you just need to be distant, right?
Sorry, I'm asking with this.
There you go.
Yeah, these questions, but I just wondered before I forget to ask. So anyway, over to you guys. Tell us about you, who you are, what you do. Although we touched on that a little bit, but if you can elaborate and introduce yourself to our listeners.
Sure. My name is Dennis Cruz. I'm a photographer. I still have a hard time saying that. Imposter syndrome and all that. But I've been a photographer for around 10 years and a graphic designer for about 25 years. So I'm a very visual person, and that's my dream, to just create visual art creations, arts. Yeah.
Is that it?
I guess that's it.
Yeah, he's a bloke, so it's short and sweet, right?
All right. I'm Tessa. I feel like I don't have a good introduction. I feel like I'm all over the place. I'm kind of all over the place. My role in this company is I am a stylist, a model coach. I'm learning how to edit videos. That is my new project that I'm doing. And I do the directing when he likes to focus on the camera. I like to work with people. That's my background. I'm very much a people person. Before this, I was actually an indoor skydiving coach. And I've just always, and then before that, I have my bachelor's in biochemistry. So like I was gonna say, I'm all over the place. But I really like working with people. That's something that's super meaningful to me. Any clients that we have, it's more than just getting your photo taken. It's an experience. I like to teach people. I like to make people feel comfortable. So they're leaving the shoot with memories and not just with photos. I think that to us is a really big part of what we do, is giving people an experience, right? Because there's a lot of photographers in this world, but what we provide is an experience for people to take, is a memory for people, right? So when they look at the photo, they also think of that memory, right? So that's part of what I like to do with when we work together. It's a very dynamic approach to what we do. Is he's very serious and reserved, and I'm oftentimes this that's how I joke. I'm I'm kind of the entertainer too, because I do. I love being a part of people's experience in this world. Bringing people joy.
Love
Mhm.
that. We have so much in common, Tessa, I think. No? A lot of similarities just from what you just said.
What? Really?
Yeah. All over the place, entertainer, like to be.
His reaction is kind of like my reactions. What?
He's like, you are? Yes,
Okay.
I am.
Right. Let's go with the flow. Let's go with the flow.
Anyway, this is not about you, Yao.
Okay.
I mean, not about me, should I say. But I was going to say that I love photography myself. By no means I'm a professional photographer. I just love taking pictures just with my phone. I love capturing the moment, exactly what you just said. But I find that, in all due respect to all the amazing photographers out there, I see so many professional photographers, and I look at their pictures, and they're absolutely awful. I mean, not yours. And this is what I'm like. I check your website.
We don't have to name names here.
Oh my God! Finally, a good photographer. Because my point is, there are so many photographers, but finding a good photographer is so hard. I remember when I wanted pictures for myself, I went to this networking meeting and I met a professional photographer who did photography for 20 years. And I looked at the website like, but I take better pictures with my phone. I think there are things you can't learn when it comes to photography. You have to have the eye for it. Do you agree? Yeah. And you have that 100%. We leave the links to your website, of course, in the description.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to stress. You have the eye for it. And I don't know if you realize how rare this is these days.
Yeah. I think I have a little bit of natural ability. I mean, coming from graphic design, I've always lent towards visual arts. But I think it's deceptively hard photography. It just seems so easy because you press a button, especially with phones these days. It's very easy. You could see it really big. You know, the phone helps you with the exposure a little bit, and it's easier to take a photo.
It's easy to get into the world, but it's hard to do it well, right? So there's like thousands, like so many photographers, but there's very select few. Like with him, and in learning from him, like he pays attention to detail that I feel like a lot of photographers don't. Like every little thing, I think from the graphic design background that he has, he'll look back and like see shapes and position people within shapes, and a lot of attention is paid to those details. And he taught me, so, you know, and I like cold shoots with him. I look through photos with him. So even me now too, like I look out for those things, and I see a lot of quote unquote mistakes in photographers' photos because they don't pay attention to small little details, right? So a lot of people just pick up a camera and they're like, look, let me pay for a nice camera, take a hot girl and take a picture of her, and now I'm a photographer. Yeah. But you make, like, a lot of these people are making a lot of mistakes in posing, and like, you know, just they don't pay attention to detail anymore, right? So like when we go on a shoot, we were shooting this lady for a magazine last week, and she even commented that. She was like, you know, because he'll see every small detail he'll see, and so he'll be like, no, we got to fix the blind in the background, right? The blind is crooked. So those little tiny things, like those little details, are what take people from being from just another average photographer to being extraordinary, right? So like it's the little things, you know,
or just changing the angle slightly, no, makes all the difference, no.
Yeah.
So you are very good at that. I have to point out. So if you're listening to us, make sure to check the website, because it is stunning, and I'm not just saying that. I really mean it. So well done.
Worked very hard on that website.
Can I just say that I'm a little bit jealous, because for every one photo that my wife actually likes, I take about 50. And you think that's an exaggeration, but it's not, because I'm taking from.
You don't see the detail.
No, but that still happens. That still happens with us.
Yeah.
he'll take a whole bunch of photos of me, and I think it's a woman thing.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Right. So
I don't think it's you. If it's any consolation.
You're stable.
And this is recorded as well, so I've got that as backup and stuff.
He's got proof.
You have so many backups on this podcast. We should actually use them.
So sometimes we've even done shoots where I didn't like any photos. So and I'm just like, nope.
Mm-hmm.
I hate them. No.
We have that special eye for detail, I think, as women. So
well, it's and that's something that like I love that he does too, especially with me. Like I'm like super insecure. Like I've worked through a lot of things with my own body. And like he's actually shown me that it's okay. Like I can be beautiful even in my flaws. So that too, like he like refuses to edit photos of me because I'm like, can you take that out? Can you take that out? And he's like, no, I'm not going to do that. So like a lot of what he's shown me is just being able to feel beautiful in your own skin and like see a different side of you. Because sometimes people don't like see themselves as beautiful, so.
I love that. And I want to elaborate on that a bit before we move on to your story. Dennis, you mentioned before of the record that this is kind of your mission, to show women.
Is it women? Or
people?
And men.
Okay, people.
Let's not discriminate.
Men can be beautiful.
Yeah.
That they are beautiful the way they are.
Yeah.
That's what you do with photography. Is that right?
Yeah, I would say that's one of the things I do, and probably the most rewarding thing for me is photography. Like when I've photographed, women that have 4 children and they don't feel like they're beautiful anymore, and they see a photo that her and I put together and worked on, and they see it and they cry. They cry on set, and it's just it's so beautiful. It's like, that's rewarding to me. For me, it's like it's easy to take a photo of a beautiful supermodel. That's easy. It's fun. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's not as rewarding as showing a regular person that they're not ugly.
Yeah.
And they're not unworthy because they're not attractive or something, whatever they're.
And that's just in the posing that he does is it's not like overtly sexy, right? It's more like, like powerful. So I think that's like there are some sexy images in there, but it's not like, like it's not like vulgar and they're posing. It's not like ass photos. It's women can be bold and powerful, and in that power you find that sexiness, right?
Yeah. Very well said. Yeah, couldn't agree more. I think that's one of the reasons why many women especially don't find themselves beautiful, because especially back in the day, you only had top models in the magazines, in the media. That was all you saw. So I think with your work, you help to break this stigma and to actually show what beauty really is. That is not just, perfect body, although what is perfect, that's for another day, but that's amazing. I have, like you talked about, mothers. I'm a mother after 3 children, and obviously my body is not what it used to be, and I still struggle with it myself. When I look at old pictures, or I have these muscle separations after birth, so I still look like pregnant. And then the other day I saw a picture. Do you know Stacey Solomon? She's quite popular here in the UK.
She's.
I don't think I do.
No, she's like
singer and
reality.
It doesn't matter, but she often posts very, very honest pictures of her body, and she has very similar body to mine, and just showing it made me feel so good.
Yeah.
Exactly what you're saying. It's amazing you're doing that. I just wonder how it looks in practice. So say a woman comes to you and says, I don't feel pretty and I want to help me, or she has completely different goal when she comes to you, and then you help her to see that?
I think I haven't gotten someone that actually comes to me and tells me that this, that's their goal or that's their insecurity. They have this goal to do a photo shoot, because they know that that's one of their goals, and
they just need pictures for whatever reason, and then during the photo shoot, help them to unleash the beauty.
Exactly, yeah.
And I think that's
I think it's kind of like a hidden confidence. It's just
it's part of the experience too, and that's when I say, like, when I get to work with people, like, a lot of people get in their own heads, and so say if I get to, and that's why we like working together, is because I'll get someone to really feel a certain way, like confidence come from within, right? So if you just put someone, and this is where we do have that leg up on a photographer that maybe work with themselves, because sometimes like he'll be concentrating on the camera, and I get to work with someone and talk with someone and be like, what's going on? Like, I need you to show me this, right? Show me that you're confident. And I'll get people to like feel it themselves, and that's portrayed on the camera, right? So that's really, I think, where it makes the difference for us. I joked the other day, I made this like reel where I was kind of laughing, like, why is it that I'm like, I can get people to calm down? And I'm like, I used to coach people in a wind tunnel for 5 years. So if I can get people to calm down in that situation, I can get you to calm down in front of a camera. And I think that's where it really comes from. A lot of people feel uncomfortable taking a photo, and then if you feel uncomfortable, that's always going to be portrayed in the photo. So making someone feel beautiful really comes from seeing them and letting them know, hey, you are beautiful. Like, and then it's like, you see that difference. It's like, yeah, I am, and then that is what he takes a picture of, right? So it's
100%. It's what you radiate. Yeah. Because even like you meet people, and we do that. We all do that unconsciously, I think. You see beautiful girls, say, with the perfect body, perfect face, but she doesn't radiate the confidence, say, so you don't really, you're not attracted to her. I don't mean in that way, but on a personal level. But then you see maybe even overweight girl or a bit bigger, but there is something about her,
It's energy.
Attracted to her as to her personality, and that's what people don't get often. They work on the outside, like you said, and it's not the way, because then you can, if you don't have it sorted inside, you can look like, I don't know who, Kate Moss, but you still won't be happy. So
I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Is I just feel like I'm big on like energy. Like, this is what we like, he's more like focused, and I'm just like, energy needs to be up. We all need to be having a good, and he gets frustrated with me sometimes. I'll be like, yeah, let's go, let's do this. Like, trying to pause it. And he's like,
yeah, but she's a huge part of what I do now. It's like I couldn't have the same level of quality or experience for the people that book us for shoots. I joke now that she stole all my my repeat clients. Now they're friends with her. I'm top liver now.
He's supposed to be like, Tessa, you're so amazing, thank you. And he's like, what the? I took the photo.
I was involved in that process somewhere, right? One.
But you know what? It's human interaction that we come back for. Like, I'm actually still a server right now at a restaurant, and that's what it is. Like, and restaurant, it's like, it's the same thing. It's working with people. Like, there are people that come back to the restaurant because they like the service, because they like the people. Like, this is what the world we live in. Like, you will remember how someone made you feel. How someone made you feel more than anything, right? You can look back at a photo. I can see a photo of myself and be like, it's a great photo, but I I don't have that emotional connection to it, right?
Yeah.
Like, but if you're around someone who has good energy and you feel that energy, that's really what like this desire to want to be a part of that comes from, right?
100%.
That's how I view it.
Yeah. I told you we have lots in common. Nice to meet you, Yao.
Absolutely. It's just oozing over.
Yeah. I just felt the energy right away. So, see? So while we on the subject a little bit, Tessa, let's talk about your story and how you changed the careers.
See, now I'm curious. You both looked at each other and you were like, okay.
How deep do we go?
I know.
We have time.
All the way.
It's completely up to yourselves, right?
This is a long.
I'm loaded.
Yeah, no, I mean, so I went to college and I wanted to go into research for biochemistry. I really liked it at the time. I've always been into science and art, like, so it's always been a constant kind of struggle. In my 20s, I got into a car accident, and a very serious car accident. I actually went and did prison time for that. So that like made me rethink life, I feel like. I just felt like I don't know. I just felt like I wanted to do something that had more meaning. I don't know. It was weird. So I also, like, while I was away, I lost my sister. So she, that happened. And so when I got out, I was kind of just like dealing with a lot of trauma. So I had started skydiving before I went in. And so I'd always wanted to be a tunnel instructor. I was like, oh, I want to be a tunnel instructor. So when I got out, I was just like, feel like dealing with a lot of trauma from everything that happened. And so I was like, I want to be a tunnel instructor. And I made that happen, even though there's very, very few female tunnel instructors because it's a very physically demanding job. So I worked out a lot and I was like, I'm going to do it. This is going to happen. Made that happen. So I did it for 5 years. I really loved what I did because I got to work again, I got to work with people. I taught a lot of people. I worked with military people. I taught a lot of people how to fly. And also I would teach a lot of people who'd come in, like we do an all abilities night. So people with those disabilities would come in and we would fly them. Like it was very hard. We'd have 2 instructors, maybe just holding people, but it's a very special thing. Like I flew people who had cancer and only had, so many months to live, and this was on their bucket list. Like, so you get to be a part of someone's life. Oh my God, I'm gonna tear up.
Right.
I like being able to bring people happiness, don't make me cry. But so that's why that job meant a lot to me. Because not only did I get to do something fun, but a lot of people would be like, thank you, this was so awesome. This is something I've always wanted to do, or like some, their kids. So I liked doing that. And then when I met him, there's a lot of stuff that I didn't like about that job too. So it was
Management.
they didn't treat the instructors very well. So when we met, it was kind of just like just like a new beginning. So we moved to Florida. I left that job this is a whole different issue, but just kind of started a new life with him. And I just started going to the shoots. I didn't realize like I was going to become this like, I had never modeled actually before I met him. Well, I did actually briefly. See, this is my life is crazy. I did it briefly when I was like 18 or so, but then I never pursued it just because I was having like it wasn't good for like my mental space. So I can't deal with rejection very well and like people picking apart my body. So I was like, oh, screw that. So when I met him and I started taking photos with him, I was like, oh, I like this. I like this creativity part of it. Like I like making images, right? And making images that have different moods, and like it was fun again for me, right? So started getting into modeling, and then I was like, well, hey, I'm really good at coaching people, right? So like I do have this ability, like like I said, when I was a tunnel coach, I'd have to literally communicate with people without talking to them. So we be in the wind, right? I can't talk to my flyers. So a lot of that is, again, it's like that energy, right? So I'd go kind of in front of them, like get someone to relax. So I'm like, hey, I have that skill of like coaching people and talking to people. Like, what if I just bring that here to our business, right? So I think we started off like I'd go to a shoot and I would just kind of see things that he would see and I'd be like, oh, move your hand. And then I'm like, wait, I'm really good at explaining stuff. So then it started to be like where I would like actually take time to coach people and to do stuff. And it just kind of progressed into what it is now that we'll meet with our models beforehand and I'll give them like a Zoom class basically and stuff that I've learned. We actually went to, I don't know if you guys know who Coco Rocha is. She's like a big model. She's like a big model from the early 2000s. She has a camp. We went to her camp and he came with me just to like really learn. And we take the stuff that we learned there and now teach it to our models. So it's just kind of an evolution of life really, and me being able to find meaning and like I really do like to help people. Like I really do like to make people feel good. So I feel like now with our business, that was just kind of like my little area. I felt like, oh, look, I can insert myself here. And people seem to like it. And then yeah, styling, I just feel like I've always been into fashion. I've always like, even when I was younger, like I've always have like a very unique style. I never really followed trends. I always just kind of did my own thing. And so that I was like, hey, I started by like just being like, oh, this jewelry will work well. And then I just started making outfits for people, like, and then people like it. So it's just kind of just like, you're just going making it up. Making it up as I go along, really. And I'm being like, oh, well, I did that. Someone liked it. And I made someone feel good. So I'm going to keep doing that, But yeah, that was the evolution of the process.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. Wow.
It's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah. Jesus.
It's a lot.
Amazing. It's so inspirational.
You understand the look now? You understand the look
No.
No. And you left some stuff out too, so just to shorten it.
No, the fact that you were able to, after such a hard experience, I can't even start to imagine, you found the way to make it positive, to find the positive.
Moving forward.
Yeah. And that must have been so hard.
Yeah.
Because it sounds, when you say it sounds not so easy, but oh, it's a nice story, but how hard it must have been for you. That, Jesus, what helped you to actually bounce off the rock bottom, should I say, or found the strength to do something positive?
Like still an active struggle. I mean, like I said too, when I got out of prison, it was more just like I think getting into tunnel, like being a tunnel instructor was something I'd want to do for a long time, because I had started skydiving and it was just like I just admired tunnel instructors for so long. And so I got a job working just as at the front desk of the tunnel, the iFly location. And then an instructor got injured and I was kind of thrown into the training for it. And I think as small as that sounds, is just being able to find something that made me happy, like to focus on. It's not like you just snap a finger or say a mantra and you're okay. Like I just did things that made me happy, and almost like not think about the bad things that happen. And for me, I feel like I've been through a lot. So if I can bring happiness to other people, it's almost just easier to do that. And then just be like, I don't know, it makes me feel better if I can't make myself happy, just like making other people happy, Like I feel like there's a lot of people that do that. Like sometimes even like the happiest, like funniest people who bring a lot of joy in making others happy is because like they've been through a lot themselves, right? Yeah. So it's like you just try to bring good feelings to other people, right?
It is.
I think that's just what happened with me, really.
Yeah. It's not easy to have positive energy when you're, enveloped and stuff by it, when it's around you and things. And I appreciate Dennis, I see how you both kind of interact and things. And Dennis, you maybe and apologies if I'm kind of typecasting, you seem a little bit less, a little bit more quieter and stuff in your relationship, but it works for you both.
Yeah, it's a good balance.
Yeah, and the energy and stuff, like your mission that you've kind of brought in, your ability and stuff to kind of connect with people. I'm not saying that, Dennis, you don't connect and stuff with people, but that whole energy and that whole ball stuff that you bring to the whole thing is amazing.
Yeah.
It's just, you're both there for each other. You're both moving everything on and stuff together, and bringing that positive energy and stuff into the world is
what we need.
Yeah, everybody
needs. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Too much bad stuff going on.
Oh, yeah.
We don't need to add to that.
So if you can bring a little bit of positive energy and stuff into this world, especially if you've been through a lot, what more can the world ask of you? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
No, and I just love that.
Me too.
Nothing like her. Absolutely not. I'm not having that. No.
Like inspirational.
No, you're inspirational. You are inspirational.
Here's. I think we were going to have an argument tonight.
Don't worry. I've got the headache already. I'm going to take the parrot. So it's all good. But no, my whole point there was I love both of your energies and things, and
we balance each other.
Yeah.
It's black and white. Black and white.
Yin and yang, no?
Which actually I forced him to change because he had white on, and I was like, you can't both be wearing white.
Hey.
I just want to go in and do it. No, get changed.
That's why he wasn't here when you guys got on, because I was like, you didn't go change.
Yeah.
No, I just love it. I love the energy.
Let's talk about your plans for the future. Yeah, what do you aspire to do with your business and you as a couple?
Yeah, so right now I mentioned we're kind of like starting from zero. I just pretty much got my green card last year. So still, trying to make it in the good US of A. I love it here though. So we're just trying to build up our names here in South Florida. And I think in the near future, we want to start working on documentaries, telling other people's stories, right? We've been heavily into shooting videos.
Yeah. So
this year, building up our skills for that. And, Tessa has a few areas of interest which we would like to document the culture around that.
Yeah.
And the people that struggle within that space.
Sorry, we have 2 dogs. Yeah, but he's like for us, obviously money. We're trying to make enough money to eventually have a house and all that, because it was when the business was lost, it was like devastating. I mean, he went from making consistent guaranteed money to nothing. Like, we have nothing guaranteed. We have, I have my serving job, which, thank God I had that to fall back on. But that still like barely would make rent, far less food and everything. So he went from having it guaranteed, and he would do banners for the show. I think, what were you making in just banners? Not very much, but that was consistent.
It was consistent.
It was consistent and not a lot of work. So it was just like devastating to go from having a job to just nothing, and
pretty much
and
like
then
2 sources of income to nothing.
Yeah. So, and then just trying to build a business, because like I said, they wouldn't let him really like market himself. They I remember even posting on my Instagram like, oh, DM us if you have any questions, and they'd call him and be like, why is she saying to message her? Like, it all has to go through us. And so in that way, they like kept him very...
It's basically, they wanted to keep me under them, and for me not to outgrow.
So it's hard. So now it's we're trying to build a lot more business. Like, I tell him like, we really have to, a lot of photographers will just like focus on Instagram girls and all that. And I just feel like he's much like his work is much better than that, right? So we should be focused on brands that actually will pay for magazine quality images, because that's what he provides. He's not just some photographer who's going to photograph bikini Instagram models, right? Like, this is a clientele that we should be going after are people with businesses, companies, magazines. Like, that's where his work should be. So we're trying to focus more on that clientele at the moment. And we have we're building, we're working with Lifestyle Magazine, which is like a local magazine here. So we're connecting with some people who are, executives, CEOs, head of HR, like these are who we're trying to build connections with. And then, like you said, we're working on video, because a lot of people need video services now. So he's skilled with everything. I honestly think there's nothing that he can't do. And sometimes he'll get mad at me because I'm like, just do it. Like, I have no idea, right? I'm just like that annoying boss. It's like, I need this done immediately. And he's like, there's no way. Like, yes, there is. Make it happen. Because I just feel like he can do anything. Like, he's so talented with the camera, with any type of camera. I just feel like there's nothing that he can't learn. So if we do get into more like films, like you said, I mean, because I really want to make a documentary. Like, obviously my tape, I had this was my third revision on my nose, because I had really bad rhinoplasties the first 3 times. So I feel like that whole area of plastic surgery and stuff like that, there's a lot of bad things that happen, a lot of bad surgeons. So, and there's a lot of people are left struggling really bad. So that was my idea. I was like, okay, our first one, we should just do this, because the personal thing I went through, and I just feel like there's a lot of women out there, and men too, that don't have their voices heard. So this is kind of, I feel like, a new project that maybe we can learn new skills, and that aligns with both of our like goals, right? Like helping people feel heard or seen. So that's hopefully all in the future.
We do the same, hopefully, with our podcast, but in a different way. To share people's stories, because everyone has such a powerful story, something to share. They don't have the platform often, so it's amazing. Now we both do it, but in different way. I love that. What else did I want to say? I forgot now. Sorry, I had a question. Oh yeah, sorry. I just can't not ask. What is it like to work with your spouse?
Well, don't you guys do it?
On that note, I'll see you later. Take care.
Same. What is it like, baby?
So you're together all the time, basically. Is that right?
Yeah. I just feel like, we can be short with each other.
Yeah.
Because I think that if there's repeated things that you expect, or if there's things that you expect and it
Like
repeatedly doesn't get done. Exactly. When I forget the speakers, this portable speakers, photoshoots, whatever. It can be quite short, and things become irritating, even if they're small, just because it just happens all the time.
Like, he mumbles a lot. And when we're working, and I have to constantly be like, what? What? Because I'm very because he'll just be like, or he'll talk to himself, and I don't know. I'm just like, what are you saying?
Yeah.
You don't have to know everything I'm saying. Yeah. Sometimes I'm talking to myself.
He's just a mumbler, and I'm like, stop being a mumbler.
Do you know what? That's one thing we don't have. There's nothing that we have that irritate each other.
Yeah.
Perfect on that level of things. So that's all right.
Is there anything that doesn't irritate me?
Again, it was really nice to meet you both.
Tell us how you have that headache. What is the cause of that headache?
No, our kids. That's the official answer.
Yeah.
For public.
Yeah.
Question for you guys: How did you guys decide to do this together? Like, what made this all happen for you
How
guys?
did we decide what? Sorry.
To make this happen.
Oh, this
Right.
What
podcast.
happened?
I'm not even
Yeah, the
going
podcast.
I'm not even going to try to make this funny or anything. This was on you, wasn't
Yes.
it? This it's just as simple as that.
You know what? I had this idea for a year before I convinced him, because I felt like, I think we're quite funny together. I don't know, but I'm hoping we are.
I'm thinking more me.
You guys are.
Yeah. You know.
An interracial couple. I just felt we have something to share with the world.
Yeah.
We didn't want to, at first I had this idea to make it only about race, but then he had a very good point that we don't want it to be too heavy.
Yeah.
So we mentioned things here and there about race, but it's always lighthearted and
it's different, isn't it?
Different,
Isn't it?
yeah.
Sometimes.
And at first we didn't have any guests at all. But then we felt like there's only so much we can talk about, just us.
Running out of things to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. Kids, marriage, life, and now what? Yeah. So, no, we still do have episodes just us, but we felt like we want to share more than just our world. We want to introduce other people's world, other people's stories. That was more of your idea, and I love it. So I think it works.
There's so much out there. There's so much to people go through the daily grind, right? The ups, the downs, and so forth. There's something there about that journey that people take that's so inspirational for others to just hear and say, okay, life isn't easy at the best of times, right? But what do we do to kind of still go for our dreams and still move ourselves forward? And there's so many different variations, but they're so powerful. Listen to your stories and things. Someone out there will listen to it and think, you know what, I can see a little bit of myself in what you've been through. I can maybe do something, right? I can maybe take a step towards something that I want to. And with that's the heart of this. I really feel it's.
And you never know what people went through. You meet someone and you look at them and you think you have them all figured out, but then you listen to their story and you, oh my God, it's just like you.
It's amazing.
I think everyone has a story that can sell out cinemas. Really?
Yeah, if you looked at us, you would think that he'd be the one that went to prison with all his tattoos. He's got a neck tattoo and finger tattoos. I don't have any.
I'm the decoy. No one suspects this one.
Everyone's like, hey, attention to the guy with the neck tat.
Yeah.
I love it.
Nice old lady robs the bank.
It's amazing.
It's
amazing
like
energy. Amazing energy.
It's in a few weeks we're interviewing Charlotte from Soul to Soul, one of the singers, and she's gonna talk about the reality behind fame, because we don't have to share, oh, you're a singer and tell us about your band and all the glamorous. We want to hear what's behind it. So just on the note, while we're talking about that this is what we share, the reality of life. Just say,
I've said this to a few guests that we've had. If our podcast goes anywhere and we get to a point where
it does, because I'm in charge of promotion
and everything. And I just turn up, I don't quite look pretty enough, but it's okay. It's manageable. But if it goes somewhere, and you both want to kind of come back and kind of give us a bit more of your story and how you're progressing, or if there's anything that we can do to kind of promote things and stuff, we would absolutely love to do that, because we're sending positivity out there and stuff.
So thank you so much, guys.
Thank you for having us.
This has been amazing, and that doesn't give it justice, the word amazing, but thank you. It's been an honor to get to know you and to have you on. Hope you enjoyed our company, that we were not too annoying, especially.
This isn't annoying. This is annoying.
I don't know what you mean. By the way, I highly.
I'm just picturing how much pain you're going to be in and stuff for a little while. But it was worth it. It was worth it for this.
He's like, please don't hang up. Please don't hang up.
Sometimes it's worth it.
Now we're all laughing, and as soon as this goes off, so.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I forgot what I wanted to say. It doesn't matter. Basically, thank you. And we shared the link to your website in the description, of course.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you so much, guys. Wishing you all the best in the world, because you deserve it. And see you hopefully in Scotland at some point.
Yeah.
Or Florida.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep in touch.
Yes.
Stuff.
100%. Yeah. And thank you, the listener, to listening to us again. And if you enjoyed this episode, you know what to do. Share it with those who you think would benefit or enjoy it as well. And if you can leave us a review, that would be much, much, much appreciated. Thank you so much, and see you in 2 weeks.